Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to the YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, here we are to continue my AFL 2023 3-game match reviews. But in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be 2-game match reviews due to the bye rounds. But yeah, we're going to be reviewing the middle 2 games of round 12 of the 2023 AFL season. Those are the Western Bulldogs versus Geelong, Gold Coast versus Adelaide. And due to an uneven amount of games this round, that's why we're doing 2-game match reviews, not 3, because the games didn't quite work out that evenly. But anyway, though, 2-game match reviews, here we go. So the first Saturday night game was the Channel 7 one, the Western Bulldogs versus Geelong at Marvel Stadium. And this one looked to be a really exciting contest and was for probably the first 3 quarters before a last quarter dropout for the Western Bulldogs. Saw the game end there. Western Bulldogs 10-15-75, Geelong 15-7-97. Geelong win by 22. Western Bulldogs, we want to touch on them before we get to anything else. Their last couple of weeks have been big opportunities to stay in touch and potentially make the top 4. After this loss, that does put some question marks over their season. I still feel like they'll be able to make finals due to their list and everything like that and their draw. But I do still feel like top 4 is probably out of the equation for them now, just with the quality of sides contending. And for the Cats, this is a really big game which helps their top 8 case mount. The Cats win by 22 and should make the top 8 after this performance. And from here, they're only going to get better with Stars returning. Their forward line was a lot better tonight. Rowan, such a big inclusion into their side. And when Liam Jones isn't on, the Dogs just aren't great in the defensive structure. The first half was a Western Bulldogs owned game. Both sides had to try and keep up with each other. There was a shootout, fast-paced, fast-flowing footy. Third quarter, 2 goals for the Western Bulldogs, 4 for the Cats. That's the quarter where they take the game and rip it open, including they kick 1, 2, 3 in a row. And yeah, the Dogs don't get a goal in the last quarter. They only kick 3 behinds. And from half-time, they kick 2 goals 8. 2 goals 8 to the Cats, who were way more accurate with their 7 goals 2. So again, conversion was definitely an issue on the night for the Western Bulldogs. AFL Fantasy, 158 for English, 136 for Daniel, 130 for Treloar, 121 for Libba, 118 for Dale, 115 for Stewart, 108 for Bontempelli. We'll go goals behinds now. 2 goals for Hawkins and Cameron and Rowan. 3 very good plays in that Cats forward line. And then only 1 goal from there on for anybody else on the ground. Disposals, 35 for Daniel, 31 for Dale and Treloar, 30 for Libba. Marks, 12 for English, 10 for Stewart, 9 for Baker, 8 for Dale and Myers. Tackles, 12 for Bruin, 11 for Treloar, 9 for Atkins. Hitouts now, 30 for English, 24 for Segler, 16 blitz halves, 6 Lob Norton, 2 for Sam DeConing and Tom Hawkins. Team stats now where the Dogs had a heap more of the footy and plus 4 inside 50s as well. The Cats won centre clearances 10-11. Dogs won stoppage clearances 27-24. The Dogs won contested possessions by plus 20 and they smashed them in uncontested footy as well. They took more marks and marks inside 50 and contested marks. They did lead for a little over half of the game. They laid more tackles as well. So despite being good in the stats area, they're the Western Bulldogs. Their conversion, again, 10-15 to 15-7 is something which definitely did let them down. But in the end, it was a big win for the Cats. And this game was massive as well. Like, really big in terms of top 4, top 8 race. And yeah, the winner of this game was absolutely crucial, and it's Cats by 22. Now to the second and final game of this 2-game match reviews, really, and it is Gold Coast versus Adelaide at TIO Stadium the second week in Darwin for the Gold Coast Suns, and they make it 2 from 2 up there this year. They've beaten 2 very good sides up there. The Western Bulldogs, who have lost their last couple, but they were a very good side heading into that game. Adelaide, they were fresh off of a good win against Brisbane, but away from home does look to be a problem. Gold Coast 16-16, 112, beat Adelaide 13-9, 87 by 25 in the end. I mean, just looking at the scoring shots, that's way comfortable win there for Gold Coast anyway. The Crows, as they do, started off the game strongly before 9 Gold Coast goals in a row helped them come back and snare it, despite Adelaide still playing well enough, I guess. They started off well early, a 2-6 opening term in favour of Adelaide. They built out that lead to about 35 in that second quarter before 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Gold Coast goals in a row. The Crows kick a couple before three-quarter time. We'll go back to half-time. The Crows led that game still. In the third quarter, it was 6 goals to 3. The Crows kick a couple more before three-quarter time. In the final quarter, they do snatch back the lead. But in the end, though, it was the Suns which proved better. The Crows only kicked 2 goals in the last quarter. The Suns kicked 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then the final 2 to seal the game shut. And they could have blown this game out by way more. They kicked 6 behinds in the last quarter as well, so they really should have won this game by close to 40. If we're being realistic here, they probably could have blown this one out a bit more than what it was. 128 fantasy for Dawson, 123 for Keys, 109 for Anderson, 93 for Lukosius. 5 goals for Lukosius. He's kicked 5. He kicked 5 versus the Dogs. Now versus the Crows. He's in some good form, this man. 3 goals, 1 for King, who just looked dangerous whenever he went near the ball. On the bright side for Adelaide, though, Fogarty and Keys chipped in with 3 goals for Fogarty, and then 2 goals for Keys. And then Anderson, Casbolt, Humphrey, Walker include the other goal scorers. Disposals, 30 for Dawson, 28 for Anderson, 26 for Smith, 25 for Keys. We'll go marks now, 7 for Collins and Dawson. Tackles, 10 for Keys, 8 for Rao, who was big in this game. He didn't have as many disposals as he'd normally like to, but he was still, influential in the second half anyway. 8 tackles for him and Saligo, 7 for Swallow. Hit outs, 48 for Witts, 28 for O'Brien, 8 for Casbolt, 2 for Walker. Team stats now. And 61-58 inside 50s in favour of the Gold Coast Suns. They win that area by 3. And then, let's see, what else have we got? 26 plus 26 inside hit-outs for the Suns. They won free kicks as well. They won clearances. They won centre clearances 18-13. They won contested possessions by a lot. The Crows won uncontested footy though. They won marks. The Crows did win marks inside 56-10, but it can be tough conditions, especially with how humid, sweaty and everything like that it is up there. And then the Crows and the Suns pretty much led for half the game each. The Crows did lay more tackles. Rankin, he was non-existent on the night, but a very nice 25-point win for the Adelaide Crows up in the NT. Alright, so that's going to wrap up today's 2-game match reviews. The next one is going to be the Giants and the Tigers, and then Essendon and North. That will be another 2-game match reviews, because Brisbane, Fremantle, St Kilda and Sydney will have their byes. Next round, I just want to have a quick little look ahead to that. We've got some big games as well, but 3-game match review structured next round. I just want to run you guys through this as well. So the first one's going to be Swans Saints, Dogs Power, and then Hawthorn Brisbane. The second one will be Adelaide West Coast, Fremantle Richmond, and North Melbourne Giants. So there's 2 3-1s there, and then the final one will be 2 with Carlton versus Essendon and Melbourne versus Collingwood. Geelong and Gold Coast have their byes next week, and then round 14 you can see that there's a perfect number to do 3, and then same with round 15. And then obviously in round 16 we're back to a normal full fixture. Anyway though, let's see, what have we got? Ladder. We're going to go to the ladder now once we check out these first 2 games. So obviously Melbourne beat Carlton by 17, Port Adelaide beat Hawthorn by 55, Collingwood beat West Coast by 63, and then obviously Cats by 22, Suns by 25 over the Dogs and the Crows. Now the ladder, top 2 is emerging here for sure, I reckon. Collingwood and Port Adelaide at the moment are the top 2 this year, and they look to have a gap on the rest of the competition. Do keep it in mind though, Brisbane have had their bye this week and still can close up that gap, but yeah, those 2 sides are in good form at the moment. But yeah, here's the ladder for anybody interested. We'll go through the whole thing. But yeah, there's the ladder. That's going to wrap up today's 2-game match reviews. Thank you guys. It was so much watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Bye everyone. Flame Footy out.